Okay, so thank you for having me here this year again. Last year I've been speaking about our about-to-be-released OpenSolaris 2008. We released it last April, and the important thing here was that it was the first time we had a fully redistributable Solaris, which was very modular and based on an IPS called a packaging repository, which is sitting on the web very similar to the technology you were getting with Debian. This was a kind of a precondition to do the things you want to do with Project Cayman, because we needed a modular operating system which you can install easily in the pieces you need. With this precondition, we could release we could ignite the second stage in last November by shipping OpenSolaris 2008-11, including a distro constructor. This distro constructor allows you to build a fairly simple and easy custom distribution like I did here on a 1 gigabyte USB stick, where I simply configured some stuff which gives you an OpenSolaris with an M stack on top, and then, for example, Drupal, with whom I worked 2 weeks ago, because Drupal is a kind of a wonderful content management system. They're here, and the beauty of it, installation is extremely simple, and the download is just a megabyte, which made it an ideal pet project for me to test Project Cayman. So what I did in order to get a full stack with AMP, MySQL, and Drupal is the stuff I'm going to show you here. So what you basically need is the stuff from Project Cayman. It's under a CCDL license from Sun. This is the homepage of the project, and we released the project in its first revision last November. And the requirement to use the constructor is our November release from OpenSolaris. What you're basically getting is a simple command line tool, which is fairly robust, which works with a manifest file where you put your information in, and then you can do all the modifications for your own distribution as you like. You can define the packages you want to have in your distribution. You can add additional packages. You can teach it to use stuff from other places, like I've been doing it with my Drupal package, which came from somewhere else. It has plug-in interfaces to do post customizations, and it's using CFS, our advanced file system, with some checkpointing features to restart things if things are going wrong. The thing is kind of slow. It takes easily 3 or 4 hours to build your own distribution, and therefore you're happy if you were able to roll back if something went wrong in the scripts you had. In the simplest case, it's fairly straightforward, but you can do as well advanced things like patching around with grub with your own or boot archive. You already get support for localizations, and you're really getting at the end an installable package with the distro constructor. So here are the few steps you have to do. First thing is you want to beef up your current OpenSolaris installation with a package which is called sunw distroconst, which downloads through IPS, and then you're basically ready to go. You need an x86 system, should have 786 MB main memory, and you better have some 8 gigabyte of free space, and actually you better have some 10, 12, 15, because it'll build up the entire file structure, and this takes quite some disk space. Your best friend is going to become VirtualBox, because it'll allow you to test your results without having too many PCs, and VirtualBox works like a piece together with the ISO images you're going to create and with OpenSolaris. The information you need to do the job are basically here on this TOI, and I'm going to talk you through the key steps to build your own custom solution. The first thing is, if you want to add your own software and not just to recompose things you're getting from standard repositories, you have to run your own IPS server where you check in your own software, what we basically did with Drupal. This is not a static thing, this is a dynamic daemon, and you just have to start your own IPS server on your box, run it on the port you want to, and in a home directory you want it to run. And then you have to build your own IPS package if you want to do a custom add-on to the stuff. These things are fairly well described in the blog above here, and it's basically about uploading all the files and the directory structure you want your own package to be on. There are some tools out there, some enhancements which you can get from here. The next thing is you have to set up your build environment. This is kind of interesting because actually it's just file copying, but you have to be super user, which was a surprise to me, and you'll simply create your working directory as a CFS file system, and as I told you, you better have some 8, 10, 12 gigabyte for the entire thing. Then the simplest way is you're going to use the standard manifest file for the Slim CD, copy it to a place you want it to have, and start patching the things and customize your own distribution as much as you want and as far as you can bear it. What you then want to do is you customize your control file with standard things. You can change your own distro name, give it your own name. You can change your default authorities, which means the place where you're pulling the packages from. You can add extra packages which you draw from the authority, or you can add different repositories from different places because you may want to run your own public download server. And you can choose to remove some packages from the live CD to the final installation, because the live CD, which is an install CD, needs extra software to install the target system. This stuff isn't anymore needed. And there's advanced stuff, as I told you. You can create all different kinds of file system structures on your live CD. You can tinker around with grub and post-boot root modifications. Once you configured your XML file, it's just about calling the distro constructor with the build option and a path to your file. And then you have to wait a while because it'll download all the packages you need. And I think this is around 2,500 packages for a standard installation. And it may easily take some 3 or 4 hours. And you want to have a good network connection to your IPS repository server. If everything goes well, it's going to build all the file systems you need, and you end up with an ISO image, which you can use as a bootable live CD, or with a USB stick, like I created here, where you can boot your system from a USB stick. USB stick comes extremely handy for me because we have a lab where we put in dirt cheap servers and no one put in any more DVD drives, and booting the systems from a USB stick is really handy. The USB stick is being generated with another kind of small tool. It's called USB copy. This is a typo from OpenOffice. It capitalized it. It should be read USB copy in lower cases. And it finds your USB sticks being plugged in, and this is all you need. And the real work to do your own custom installation for, let's say, including an extra AMP stack is not more than 10 to 15 minutes typing work, and a kind of 4 to 5 hours wall clock time till everything is being composed. Once you build your media on a USB stick or on a CD, you can use the stuff, and you have all packages already on your CD. So you can install a target system like a Drupal content management system without any extra downloads from the internet. The live CD is a kind of special since it has some loopback mounted file systems which are read-only. You won't be able to do everything with the live CD, but you're able to install the entire target stack on any target system. You're getting all the installed software for free. Just click on the install icon and you'll use the custom technologies from OpenSolaris to create your target system, including localizations, including all the users and all the dialogues you're getting from standard installation. So this is basically all it takes to build your own private custom distribution, which is actually fully supportable. You can give it to any customer who is running commercial data centers. You can get support contracts for them. It's redistributable. You can give it to anyone. People can use it for free. No obligations. And on the positive side, the full support you can get for carrier-grade data center operating system like Solaris. In the next 3 months, you're going to see that the guys in the project are currently working on bug fixes. They're doing some usability improvements, but there are no big changes there, and they're currently working to support more processor architectures. We would like to get lots of feedback on how people build their stuff with the current technologies, and therefore we're really eager to get field feedback. And I would encourage you to grab a CD over there or here, including the small booklet, which helps you to get started on OpenSolaris and build your own custom distribution. I'm already coming to the end. I'm with a department called ISV Engineering, which has as well a huge open source team, and we're working currently on building all kind of custom distributions. Like my coworker Jignesh Shah is worked on a Postgres distribution, which is just 200 megabyte as a total image without any graphics in, and he really has an extremely tiny and fast and very intelligent Postgres distribution. You may want to work with it as well. As I told you, anyone can use it. It's free, it's redistributable, and if you're doing stuff where someone wants to go productive with, you can get support from Sun for this technology, except your own packages, because as long as you draw packages from the standard repositories, it's basically just a standard OpenSolaris technology. So, oops, I want to go back one slide. So this basically brings me to the end. Thank you for listening. And as you probably already realized, just be aware that Sun is really turning more and more into an open source company and not just a hardware vendor from California. And we have actually a significant number of open source engineers all over Europe, mainly in Hamburg, the Open Office guys, the MySQL guys sitting around the Baltic Sea, the NetBean guys in Prague. Do we have Roman Strobel here? Nope, he seems on the run. The VirtualBox guys being close to me in Stuttgart, and the Grid Engine guys in Regensburg. This makes in total I think some 200, 300 engineers who are working on our open source projects, plus other people like Amanda Wade, who is working on Leidy, and who wrote just an excellent white paper about scaling MStacks. Get it from our booth, from MySQL. Amanda is willing to sign it. And, yeah, so this is basically it. We have some 3 minutes. Are there any questions?
Are you going to fix the installer so that it will, so that you will install all of this with multiple partitions, even multiple OpenSolaris partitions, without insisting it's going to overwrite them all? And then you install your own boot sector, rather than install that and ignore it and have the partitions that are there.
This is something we're working on, and I hope that we're going to ship some results in May, hopefully in November. This is definitely something where usability has been suffering a little bit. And we're really now investing in going into more data center direction rather than in the pure laptop developer direction from the beginning on. Okay, someone else? So thank you for the time, and if you want to play around with it, the CDs are down here. Thank you very much.